Hey everyone, welcome to the first Friday in February. This month we are going to be exploring all about Dark Mori, so I tried to dress up a little bit for the occasion. I will definitely show you my entire outfit at the end of the video. Let me see if I can get that to turn down. Okay, so basically today I'm going to be giving you guys a brief overview of the entire Dark Mori kind of subculture. I'm going to be going basically step by step over a checklist of things that kind of define Dark Mori as a sub-style and as a lifestyle, or as a fashion style, as a lifestyle. Wow. Sorry, I just got out of class, so I'm kind of like, this is my unwinding before I jump right back into homework. So basically I have my checklist all typed up, and could be found on pretty much anywhere online. I will link it, or I'll post it down below in the comments if you guys want to go through it again and kind of keep a tally. I don't know, if you get like more than 50%, you probably are a good fit for Dark Mori, and like dressing that way, but again, you can just do whatever you want, I guess, even if you don't necessarily meet all criteria. This is based off of, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, based off of regular Mori style, so that has its own set of rules. These are similar rules, but just a little bit tweaked, and given more of a gothic or dark spin to it. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. This checklist originated from the user Shady Oaks on Tumblr. I'm not sure where that link is anymore, if the Tumblr was deactivated. I can't find it, but I did find it on a different website. This one was from X Milk Teeth on Blogspot. It's the exact same thing, it's just in a different area. If you guys can find the original post, I have literally no idea where it is. It disappeared into the annals of time and space in the internet, so it's somewhere obviously, but I don't know, troll the dark web or something to find the original. Anyway, so number one is going to be someone who wants to look like a witch or a dark fairy from the woods. Obviously, that is one of the core elements of the style. It's very woods based. It's not too inclusive of all environments, I guess. So it's really based on any sort of woodland area, sort of like just like the forests. I don't know if there's a specific kind of forest, but because it did originate in Japan, I'm assuming just like really heavily dense forests and stuff like that, very dark, creepy places. Two is they like to wear dark, dusty colors, but also jewel and earthy tones. So by that, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of this, I decided to put on a jewel tone today for you guys, and I also have earthy tones in my makeup. That one eyebrow looks really good today, honestly. Like, I usually have like one eyebrow that's like you know, angry constantly, but this one for today, and for me getting out of class and like being kind of tired, it was a 4-hour class, I don't know, it like hasn't moved or migrated too much, so like honestly, good on me. Basically, anyways, dark colors, obviously, blacks, dusty earth tones. I've seen a lot of, like, I really like to mix burgundy and black together. I think that's such a beautiful combination. Jewel tones I have in my hair, too. With this kind of blue thing going on, I'm trying new colors every day. Not every day, but every so often. All white outfits can be pretty for a ghostly look. I really do like wearing all white. I don't have anything with me right now, but for, holidays and stuff, because I'm a pagan, I often have a big white flower crown that looks really cool and really ghostly and beautiful, and it has like two little mink skulls on them, which is really cool. Vintage clothes are a must. I think I can speak for a lot of Dark Mori girls and people in Strega in general, saying that like vintage clothing is top of the line. Like, I love to go to antique stores. I like to go to thrift stores, just to find kind of old, kind of almost outdated shapes. It makes me feel like I'm stepping like a time traveler or something. I don't know. Antique, used, or ragged lace and silks. These are really good uses. These are good textiles to kind of use for layering or like adding on patches to clothing. I've definitely used, I used a bunch of antique silk and lace in some projects I made. I have a big dream catcher looking thing that's made out of an old handkerchief, and I've used in my Renaissance Festival costume, which if you haven't seen yet, check out this video. Yeah, I've used a lot of antique and vintage fabrics in that as well. And just like old secondhand stuff. Flowers, leaves, feathers or antlers may make pretty headpieces. I don't really necessarily use the headpieces like that just because I feel like I generally dress more Strega than Dark Mori anyways, but I feel like that can kind of get a little costumey. Though I do appreciate that all the headpieces. I love big headpieces with the flowers and like antlers. I want to make a really big one with like a big set of antlers. It's gonna be really cool. And that's like my summer project basically, is just this big antlered headdress. And so those, I've seen like little tiny ones you can get on Etsy and stuff if that's something you're interested in. Natural stones, bones, taxidermy, and silver jewelry is best. I think that can kind of is self-explanatory as to why I like that. If you guys don't know, I'm really into taxidermy and really into oddities and run like a little Etsy shop thing where I have made a couple items out of bones and like taxidermized stuff that I hand curated. Sorry, that was such a weird face. Gold just tends to not go with my skin tone, so I wear a lot of silver. I can wear bronze, kind of. It's just like not really, I don't know, gold just gives me like really weird yellow undertones. It makes me look like I have like jaundice and stuff. Other than that, any sort of leather accessories, belts, pouches, cuffs, corsets, stuff like that. I really love leather. I think it's a really versatile accessory. I do tend to use faux leather though, just because not only is real leather expensive, I try not to buy into animal cruelty. Anything furry could work, so I'm assuming like furs and stuff as an accent, like fur collars or fur, I've seen like the little puffs of stuff on purses, fur-lined boots, stuff like that. Knitted items, anything handmade is really good. I love to knit. I think it's an easy hobby to pick up. If you're into Dark Mori or Mori in general, I highly suggest picking it up, and it's super easy. There's lots of free tutorials online to get you started, and it's a cheap hobby. Layering is key. So as with Mori, there's a definite silhouette to a Dark Mori outfit, and I'm going to be going over how to construct a Dark Mori outfit next week. However, it is imperative basically that you have multiple layers and for this particular fashion style, and are able to create that very loose A-line silhouette with like a dress, an overskirt, an underskirt, a top, you know, and it's very layer centric to create that big wide bottom of this, like either a short skirt or a long skirt. Wide hem, that's the word I was looking for. It's inspired by medieval Victorian folklore and 1920s inspirations, as well as other ethnic clothing. So just anything, that's basically just saying like anything. Those are some places that you can draw inspiration from. Hats, big, quirky, and always decorated. I don't have any decoration on this. It used to have like a little like beaded band thing that went around it, but it was kind of ugly, so I took it off. And I got this at a thrift store, fun fact. So I love good hat. Floral patterns and animal prints. I don't really like animal print at all, like in general, like zebra or giraffe, but if you're really into stuff like that, I prefer florals, but I would suggest having them be, you know, darker toned. Might have some Lolita or steampunk inspiration, which is pretty much a given. I feel like these two fashion styles kind of pull on fantasy elements and go hand in hand. For inspiration, you can look at Helena Bonham Carter. I am not 100% sure where this one's coming from. I guess she does wear a lot of layered stuff, and she's in pretty much every Tim Burton movie ever, which is cool. So I guess just kind of look up some pictures of her for some inspiration. Dramatic silent movie makeup, tribal paints, or very natural look works fine. So this is a little different than Mori, because for the most part Mori has no makeup involved, or very, very minimal. I obviously cannot afford to do that because I am a potato. So I'm like constantly contoured and like have, like my eyebrows don't actually exist. Like these are just, you know, drawn on, and a big heavy dark eye, dark lip combo. I guess it's really more towards like 1920s or 1930s. Like I'm not really sure, like the silent film era, I guess. But this is just kind of what I do with my face, so it's a little bit more appealing to people. Legwear is fun to experiment. Wearing stripy socks can add to the traditionally witchy look, which is just kind of just a simple fact. I do like to experiment with like layering tights and leg warmers and socks, which is kind of cool. It makes you feel like, I don't know, it makes you feel really post-apocalyptic-y. Can look flirtatious and seductive due to the fact that corsets are welcome for this look. I used to corset my waist like crazy. Like, I tried to waist train for a really long time because I wanted to look like Dita Von Teese, but I'm not that dedicated. And I also have I got my navel pierced, so I had to stop because it was getting gross and it just hurt all the time. So that is something definitely that you can go look into. There's a huge influence on crushed velvet, or crushed velvet's also a big fabric that is used within the Dark Mori community. Generally, the Dark Mori girls prefer dresses and skirts, which is true. I don't see a lot of pants in Dark Mori unless you are doing a more masculine style, in which case, even then, I've seen skirts on men, which I think is amazing, and I love it. But for the most part, Dark Mori is all about layering skirts over and dresses over one another. Shawls, ponchos, and hoods are also recommended. I've seen a lot of really, really great like scarves recently that have a big hood that comes up on them, and I have one, and it's very warm and very nice, and it's everything. Laced up boots, pointy shoes, Victorian heels, and clogs. I hate clogs, first of all. I'm just gonna put that one out there, but if you like clogs, do your thing. I hate clogs, but I love pointy shoes. I love anything that kind of makes you feel like Morticia Addams or like a witch or anything like that. Victorian shoes with like that little like chunky heel is cool too. For the most part, you don't really see shoes in Dark Mori because like they're under so many fabrics and so many different layers, so it's kind of nice to have just for yourself. Finally, braided hair, messy curls, or dreads are good hairstyles. I'm gonna put a caveat on that. I am not telling like everyone, yeah, you know, you can have dreads and stuff, because I know this is a very sensitive topic. I feel like I'm just not even gonna touch that one personally. I'm gonna leave that up to, you know, viewers' discretion. In terms of lifestyle, I'm just gonna kind of go through these quickly because I feel like they're a little bit more self-explanatory than the fashion stuff. So for lifestyles, they like anything spooky or creepy. They collect oddities. They might be attracted to witchcraft or shamanism, which goes hand in hand with Strega. They might tend to have a quote-unquote natural lifestyle, so I'm assuming just like hippies, kind of like the hippie lifestyle, like peace, love, whatever. Being outside, stuff like that. Believes in fairies and spirits. Don't necessarily have to. I'm not gonna pursue my belief system on you. This is just kind of, again, the Dark Mori checklist. Is crafty, has a familiar pet has a familiar or pet, most likely cat or rat, which is cool. Rather solitary, kind of an introvert, might prefer dark music scenes from traditional goth, ambient to black metal. That's true. I really love dark wave music personally, as well as like Nordic folk music, which sounds very strange, but is very good. Likes tribal fusion dancing. I've not seen this in the Dark Mori community personally. I think this might have just been a personal like interest of theirs when defining it, much like what happens with Strega substyles. Strangeness over prettiness, true. Loves books, old bookstores are a favorite place, also true. Somewhat rebellious, strong-willed, and free-spirited, but still ladylike, or masculine, however you identify. Romantic and melancholic, might have little quirks or superstitions. Loves tea. Folklore, fairy tales, legends, and myths from the north are favorites, but might like oriental cultures as well. I guess that just kind of goes hand in hand with Mori, and as well as acknowledging the fact that a lot of Dark Mori is inspired by Eastern Europe and European styles. Loves antiques, thrifting is a favorite activity, always thinks warm and cozy, like as a general go-to. Might be a bit messy, but always with style. Might drink alcohol on occasions, mead and spicy wines drunk in a horn, or strong alcohol in a pretty flask, which is very aesthetically pleasing, honestly. Collects bottles and something. Collects bottles. Likes to take walks in the forest after rain, at dusk, or even at night. Is really inspired by pre-Raphaelite art. Arthur Rackham, wow, this is a French name, I can't say. William Bouguereau, sure, and or Brian Froud are favorite artists. So basically, if you take a Mori girl and like put an inverse filter on it, that's what a Dark Mori girl is. I hope this kind of opened up your guys' eyes to like what you could experiment with Dark Mori. It is definitely a lot more restrictive than Strega, and a lot of people just end up using Strega fashion as a way to dress daily. But if you are really into Dark Mori, I highly suggest taking a look at this checklist and kind of checking off and seeing how compatible you guys are, I guess. It's like a fun like quiz. let me know in the comments below what you get. I have like, I don't know, I'll have to go through and figure that one out. So anyways, I hope you guys had a great week. I will see you next week when we talk about how to construct a Dark Mori outfit. I'll see you guys later. Bye!